Okay. Episode 3. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of After Hour Sessions. My name is Aniston,
I'm Bam.
and we are so excited to have the wonderful, talented Miss Maia Marie here.
Hi, guys.
So, just a little introduction. We have Maya. She's a dancer, choreographer, teacher, straight out of the IE, LA area. And we are so excited to have her. One of the best dancers and choreographers that I've seen so far, personally. But credits rack up from WAD, Grammy Museum, Danny Lay, music videos, concept videos, all of the above. Just an absolutely well-rounded dancer, and we cannot wait for you guys to be able to hear more about her. So let's get on into some questions, shall we?
Yes.
First things first, we kind of just want to know a little bit about yourself, your upbringing in dance, and where you started.
Yeah, so first of all, I was born in Washington, and it's one of those like things where my parents just kind of threw me in dance classes when I was like 3 years old. So I've been dancing since I was 3. I grew up more so in like ballet, jazz, lyrical training. Really started to fall in love with hip hop. I don't know. I'd say maybe when I was like 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I grew up in studio life, all the way from like 3 years old to high school from Washington, and then I grew up a little bit in OC. That's when I came to California, and then I'd say. Sorry. I'd say I guess like I really started getting serious and knowing that I really wanted to become professional when I moved to Ontario. So I actually started dancing at Delos Dance.
Delos.
Yeah.
Got
Delos
you. I used to
Valentino.
compete against Delos when I was a kid.
Interesting. But yeah, so that's when I started really competing. Yeah, so I don't know. There's not much to that. Just like studio life, technical training. Once I graduated, actually, I'm gonna rewind. In high school, I was my dance team captain, and
Period.
The
Dance
nice
team
thing,
captain.
the nice thing about my high school and their dance team, it was like student ran. So we had our dance director, but she gave the students like creative freedom. So
Oh, that's amazing.
I always think back to that. Like that's where I really started to fall in love with teaching. Yeah, just like teaching my peers, and I think another thing too is in Ontario they don't have too many dance studios, so I was able to kind of share my knowledge and my passion with others, and again that's where I fell in love with teaching and really started to figure out like how I like to do things and develop my own style and how I structure things and all that. So yeah, I always think back to that. But anyways, graduated high school. Once I graduated high school, it's funny, like growing up, I was always scared to like go out to like LA studios, So it's like once I graduated high school, I started going to Snow Globe more.
Oh, okay.
It's funny, like I was always scared to go there, and now it's like that's like my home now. Yeah, I started training there. That's where I really started to make more connections, meet other people. I was on Snotorious for a little bit. I forget. I always forget. I was on Gravy Babies for a little bit.
Oh,
like in high
what?
school.
No,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah, and then trying to think. I was on my college dance team, so.
Oh, so you've been going through
Yeah,
crews and stuff
I try
for a
to.
while.
Yeah, I try to like, go through all the like, dance worlds.
Absolutely.
Like the studio life, and then high school dance team, college dance team, hip hop crews. I try to touch base into like all of that just to like gain as much knowledge as I could. So
That's amazing.
yeah, I guess yeah. Started dancing at Snow Globe more, and I think I got connected with a lot of people there, and that's when I eventually got my first class there. So I actually started off as subbing, and I've always wanted to teach. Like,
Right.
yeah, like I said, like in high school, that's where I really fell in love with teaching. So yeah, once I got that first class at Snow Globe, that was like the biggest accomplishment for myself. And I was like, I've always wanted to do this. And I was just like, I wasn't even nervous. I was like, let's just go for it. So I would always tell Isaiah, the owner, like, I was like, if you ever need a sub, like, let me know. Like, I'll be here. That's kind of how I started. Is just
Come on,
like,
marketing.
I would
yes.
always like hit him up, like, hey, you need any subs? Like, let me know. Like, I'll be there. And yeah, and eventually just started building my name. Like, I got to give so much credit to Snow Globe, because that's where I really started building myself. And yeah, so
That's beautiful. I think that was one of our questions as well. Like, what was the transition from like full-time training, dancer mode, touching base in like every single world, like you said,
Right.
and then going into like choreographer and like
Right.
really teaching and stuff. How was that transition for you?
It's funny. So I feel like for me personally, I think because I'm someone that like overthinks a lot, you know? So it's like, I remember transitioning from dancer to like teacher and choreographer, especially in the beginning of like teaching more often. I don't know, I would teach and I would get in my head a little bit, like, think like, oh my God, am I teaching? Am I doing right? Like looking up to others and be like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could be like them, you know? And it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, the more you do it, you get more comfortable with it. You know? So
Absolutely.
that comes along with like how I like to structure a class and how, you know, I want people to perceive me as a teacher and a choreographer, and then also like developing my own kind of style and how I like to choreograph and what I like to present to others, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was kind of like this, but I feel like now I'm in a place where I'm definitely more comfortable with how I like to teach, and, you know, yeah.
I was gonna say that definitely reflects in your like in your classes too, because I have only taken one class from you here at HHM, but I mean I was filming it and I barely even got to take sadly, but I just remember like being like, wow, this is such a like a refreshing way of teaching. Like for me, whenever I like go into classes and stuff, it's the normal like, okay, warm up or like play two songs and then like teach the choreo. But whenever you like talk on something, it's not as to where like you're like talking forever about that. Like you really just get to the bottom of it and you like tell us like the message gets across like every single time. Like I just feel like when I was sitting in there, I was like, I'm so in awe. Like it was just so refreshing to like take your class or like even just witness your class, to be honest.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and the vibes are there, and you make everyone feel comfortable, which is dope.
Thank you. I think a big thing, and this is something I've always told myself, I could like remember back to like being in like elementary, middle school, high school, even. Like I said, like I was always scared, you know, to like go out to bigger studios, you know, it's like intimidating. And I always think back to those moments and just like remember, like I've built myself up, and I still have a ways to go, like, you know, but I know that I've built myself up, and I really want to be someone that like brings out the best in others, because I can relate to being that like shy or like timid, insecure person, you know. And even nowadays, like I still get that feeling sometimes, like, but I just remember, you know, I have to tell myself like that's part of being human. But I think that's a big thing when it comes to my classes. Like I want people to feel welcome, and I want people to enjoy themselves. And I think it's great. I mean, there's all types of teachers and choreographers out there, you know. There's, you know, you have like the technical teachers and the people that are like really kick your butt and like go hard, and those are, you need to learn from them, you know. But I feel like I like to bring I like to bring more of that like just like welcoming, like I want people to find themselves in my class. I think that's a big thing.
That's beautiful.
And super refreshing for sure.
Yeah.
Coming off of that, like you said, you taught your peers and then you started teaching like snow globe. What's the difference between like teaching your peers and like having actual students now, you know?
Yeah. I'd say, I guess teaching my peers, damn, that's a good question. I think when it came to like teaching my peers, I guess more so in high school, it's like I looked at them as like they're my friends, like you know, like I didn't want to come up with like too bossy, like hey, like, you know. But I guess it's more just like learning how to cope with like other people's like learning skills, you know, and just like trying to understand how everyone is different. Versus when I teach a class, I try to like incorporate that all into one. If that makes sense, you know, like there's people who might be visual learners like myself, you know, so like I'll show it, right? Or there's people who listen better, so I'll have to go over like my musicality and the counts. Or, I don't know if that kind of answered, but you know,
it does for sure.
I guess like learning from my peers to help me teach a class.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because we were just talking about that, like when I was like, okay, shout out Will. I was taking Will's class, and like whenever he like break down a move, I'm just like, dang, But then when he shows us the move, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that, you know? So I was like, I don't know if it's like an ADHD moment, but it's crazy.
There's different ways to learn. It's funny, like I'm very visual. I'm a very visual
Me too.
learner. So
Yeah,
it's
me
like
too.
sometimes I'll just stop and watch as they teach.
Yeah.
And people look like, are you good? I'm like, oh no, this is how I
Like
learn.
I'm just watching.
I
Yeah.
watch. You know, versus like breaking it down and doing it slow, I get confused.
Yeah, see,
There's
that's
different,
me
like
too.
everyone has different ways of learning. So
Right.
yeah. I think that's important to know as like a teacher.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
It's very, very interesting because like you're a director for Snow Globe as well,
Yeah.
right?
Zero below,
Which
yeah.
team? Zero Below.
Mhm.
So through that, you were on that team or not that team specifically. You were
I
on
was
Notorious.
okay, it's funny. I was on Notorious
Okay.
for one day. And then COVID hit.
No.
Yeah, so it's like I was on it. I mean, I was like with them a lot, but I didn't actually officially join the team until like the day before quarantine hit.
Interesting.
So I was like, kind of not. But
You know what's funny? I actually was like stalking your Instagram like earlier before this, and I was like, whoa, so many of her videos were like at Snow Globe
Yeah.
during quarantine time, or not quarantine time, but like when they had everything like outside.
right.
And that was so like interesting to me. How was that for you? Like
honestly,
going through COVID and growing through it.
You know what? COVID sucked. COVID
Yep.
sucked. But looking back at those days, like when we were dancing outside, that was so much fun. Like it was honestly a vibe. Like being outside in the parking lot, they set up all the lights and the speakers are going loud, and
Yeah.
I feel like Snow Globe was one of the studios to like actually keep it going. Like
Yeah,
during
for
the
sure.
pandemic, you know, like
Real.
unfortunately a lot of studios had to close down or just didn't work out because of everything. But yeah, Snow Globe really
Held it
did what they had
down.
to do. Yeah, they held it down. So I think with that being said, like a lot of people, came to Snow Globe at that time, and it was just like a really fun crowd. It was really refreshing, you know.
Yeah.
Just like how people came together. They even had like the little like COVID squares, social
Yes.
distancing and everything. And I just remember those times like being really refreshing and just like, nice to come back together after being locked up for so long. So although the pandemic did suck, I do look back at those times and like that was actually
That was pretty
that was kind
cool.
of fun.
Yeah.
Like being outside all together and
Yeah, the
definitely.
environment looked dope for sure. And I think I did take one of those Snow Globe classes, and I was like, yo, this is different for sure. Yeah, and I liked it.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, I took 2 classes and I was so intimidated at first, like, because, I mean, as a dancer, you're typically in a studio setting.
Right. Yeah.
And so, or at least for me, like growing up, like I was always in like a studio setting more. And so then when I pulled up to Snow Globe and everything was like outside, I was like, I can't see anything. And I didn't have my glasses either. So I was like in the back, like, how do I see anything? But that was really, really cool to see like your whole page, like at one specific point was just outside. I was
Parking
like,
lot,
that is
parking lot.
so
Yeah.
tight. Like,
It was fun.
yeah.
It's like a raw feeling for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, it brings it back when you're dancing outside on the concrete for sure. You know,
Right.
like, you're not in a studio with all the pressure,
Yeah. I'm honestly thankful for those moments too that like really got me through.
Yeah,
Really?
that can make or break
pandemic,
you for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out Snow Globe.
Shout out Snow Globe
Shout
for
out.
sure.
But I was gonna say, like, building off of that, like now, like back in time, now, now that you look back on it, like, what have some of like your best moments like in your career? Like, what are like the core memories of your career for you? Like, what are some?
I would say first of all, like I said earlier, like starting to teach at Snow Globe because I feel like that's where everything started for me. Yeah, and then I've done like little professional jobs here and there. Like you mentioned earlier, I was on the first few shows of like the Danny Lay tour, her very first tour ever, dancing
dope.
with an artist, Lexi Pantera. So we opened for Danny Lay. It was still a really cool experience. I remember at that time it was like one of the coolest things I've ever done. Getting to travel a little bit and yeah. So I've done that. I've done like little music videos here and there. Nothing like as big as I'd like to do yet. I'm still kind of working my way there, but I do feel like all of those little moments are like my stepping stones.
Totally.
I'd say the highlight of my whole dance career would be the Lay Zang tour that I recently did.
I
last-
saw that.
Yeah, back in
That's
November.
how you say it. We were over
That's
here
it.
like, how do you say it?
Yeah.
Lazing,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh, I still look back and I'm just like, that was like the coolest thing I've ever done.
And the look you were serving. Grammy Museum background. She was giving, yes.
The
Yeah.
Grammy Museum. That's dope.
Yeah, we did the Grammy Museum. We were at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco, and then the Barclays Center in
I was gonna say New York.
Yeah,
Tight.
it was amazing. So I'm still, I'm just try to, build it up from there and try to go bigger and bigger. Try to put myself in the right places, make the right connections. and,
Absolutely.
yeah, I feel like I'm finally in a place where I feel like I'm on the right path now. Like,
Yeah.
before I was a little bit uncertain, like where to go about things, and I really believe in it. It's just like you got to just do it, like Nike. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Like, I know it's so corny, but like once you just go for it, like there's a process to everything, and like once you really understand that process, then you could just it's bigger from there. So still in that process right now. Yeah.
Sponsor her, Nike.
Nike.
She's wearing Nikes right now.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
So are you still training right now?
I am, yeah. So I'm in the room.
The room.
Yeah, with
Kalani.
Kalani Marks. Yeah, that was also like it's been a big breakthrough for me too. It's funny. I would always see them on Instagram.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm like, damn, they're dope. I'm gonna skip them. And then there was one day where I was like, I saw them again. I was just like, I skipped through it, and then I went back, and I was like, this is why we're stagnant. This is why we're not, where you don't feel like you're doing anything.
Mhm.
So, like I said, like just do it, just submit, just see what happens, and like let's see how it goes from there. And I'm so grateful that I did, because it's brought so much like confidence out of me, and it's like really helped me discover who I am as a dancer and as a person.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy what Kalani can bring out of you.
I
for
was gonna
real.
say, I feel like for the past like week or so now, I keep on hearing about the room and like
Yeah, same.
people's experiences,
Yeah.
and all of it has been nothing but like life changing me as a
Mhm.
dancer and as a human, and it's really really interesting to hear that feedback because I mean, ever since I've started hearing about Kalani, like from years past, I always knew that like Kalani was like a mastermind and like a genius, but now I'm like mastermind and a genius, like
once you go and like experience, you just gotta like see it for yourself.
Yeah.
And
gotcha.
I remember my very first, what do you call it? Not rehearsal. My first day with them.
Mhm.
I was bawling my eyes out, but
Wow.
not like in a bad way. I was just
Yeah.
like, this is amazing.
like life changing.
For real. And it's what's dope too is like everyone in there like has the same goal and is
Right.
like very passionate about what they do, and it's just like, it's cool putting yourself in that environment where like everyone has that same
That's
energy.
push,
Yeah.
right?
And then you're like, you're so inspired by every single person in there. Like,
Absolutely.
it's amazing. So I'm really grateful to be a part of that.
Do you
That's dope.
take like little things from there and try to like incorporate it like within your teaching methods as well?
Yes.
Do you find yourself doing that?
I try to, yeah. I would say, I guess I don't like intentionally.
Oh, no,
do,
totally.
Like
Right.
I'll just like soak things in, and
Mhm.
I guess like, because I've been learning so much from Kalani himself and like the other instructors he'll bring in, and like the people around me, and just kind of like try to share that with
Absolutely.
whoever.
Pass on the knowledge.
Yeah, whether it be like encouragement, words of encouragement, or whether it be like new techniques, or like yeah, I just try to soak it all in. And
That's beautiful.
yeah,
That's crazy. I kind of want to do the room now
for
because
sure.
I haven't heard of it, and then like you said, I've just been scrolling on my Instagram feed and I see my friends doing it, and I see you in it. And I'm just like, dude, like what the heck is this?
Yeah,
Everybody
you
that's
should
up in there is
do
Yeah, and I need that
Devouring.
dance motivation right now for sure. I
Yeah.
need that energy where, like you said, the same, like everyone in the room is there for the same reason.
it.
So
Yeah.
I want to surround
at least do a
myself.
drop in and like feel it
Yeah.
out, because I think you'll love it. But I know Briss. Briss.
Mhm.
He was
Yeah.
asking me about it, and I was like, dude, just go. Like, there's not much I can say. Like,
Send
just
it.
go.
Just do it.
And like, he's eating it up in there. Like,
word.
it's cool.
Yeah, I've seen his growth, and I'm just like, dude,
It happens quick. Too.
what the
It's
heck?
crazy. Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like the confidence just like bursting out of like that room of the room is really, really wild.
Yeah.
And like what is like I can't tell what it is every single time like a video comes up. I'm like, damn. Like everybody's just textured up. Like I'm like, oh, devour. So for you, like some goals. Like what are some goals for you? Like at the moment, 2023, on forth. Like are you going like where do you see yourself? Like touring, creative directing, like or all of the above?
Yeah. I teach a lot and I love what I do and I never want to stop. But I think I'm in a place where I want to start pursuing more professional dancing for myself. Like I said earlier, like I want to touch base into like all fields of dance. Whether it be like you said, like the college dancing, the hip hop crews, and then directing and teaching and like traveling to teach and all that, which I never want to stop doing. But I'm trying to like put some time into myself now as a professional dancer. So yeah, for this year, first things first, I want to get signed. I'm not signed.
You're not?
I'm not.
Okay, indie. Okay, indie dancer.
Yeah, so I want to get signed. I actually am attending an audition next week. So like,
good luck.
Good luck. Fingers crossed.
I feel like I'm like the best I've been. Like say that humbly, just like knowing where I've come from and some of the things I've been through. Like I personally feel like I'm the best I've been, like in all ways, like mentally, physically, career-wise, and I just want to keep it going. So I feel good, even if like it doesn't work out at the audition. Like I know,
motion.
I understand that like I'm in this process right now, and I've like learned to accept that. So there's that.
Love that.
Yeah.
I can say this. I can't say too much just yet, but I haven't formally announced this, but it's okay. We'll say here.
After our preview.
I am actually gonna be out of the country for 3 months.
Oh, for dance?
Yeah,
Dude, congratulations. Where are we going?
Where
are we going?
Where are we going?
Okay, let me say. Okay, I'm still waiting on like final confirmation. So if this goes out and I am not there, again, this is part of the process. But we're talking about goals here, so I don't know. I just feel like sharing it. But I'd be going to China to teach for 3 months.
Dang,
I've heard of China twice this month.
Yeah, so I think I'll just leave it there. Because again, I'm still kind of waiting on that final confirmation. But, we're in the works of that. So
China, watch out.
That's exciting for sure.
That's like, I just feel super blessed. Like I've been on such a high on life lately, and just like receiving opportunities
that is
like
so
that.
good.
So there's that, and then other than that, my goal is always just like I said, dance professionally. Like I want to do it all: music videos, tours, TV. Like I just want to experience it all.
Just be well-rounded, have all the experience. Yeah, so you're ready for everything.
Yeah, I am. I just want to like full throttle into it.
That's what's up.
That's tight.
I wish I could do that. Hey, I will. I'm about to.
Come on, we're this together.
We're all in this together. All in this together.
But what I was gonna say was, speaking on like music videos, tours, all that. Goal artists, top 3. Put up a top 3. Speak it into existence. You will be backup dancing for
Chris Brown.
Chris Breezy, you already
Get
know.
down. Really want
my whole For You page and Instagram is like
giving that.
his tour right now.
Yes.
And it's just like I'm literally in my
crazy.
room watching it. Like I can't wait to be like those dancers up there. Like I like feel it in my heart, in my chest.
It's gonna happen.
Just like I really hope so. I pray about it, but like I just like I'm so inspired by what I see on my phone, and it's just like, anyways.
I feel like of like
manifest it. Put
a
it
lot
out
of
there.
artists that I see, Chris Brown gives his dancers so much love. Like he's always put it down for the dance community. I feel like from the jump, like all the time, like you would always see him like reposting dancers doing his stuff, like whatever, because he also is like an artist himself. Like he loves the art
He
of
does it
dance.
all.
He does.
Like he's an outstanding performer. Like if you like actually watch his performance videos or
Raps.
see him live and like actually pay attention to like
Detail.
his energy and his detail, like with his voice, how he sings, how he moves, and
It's not human.
you know, like you said, like you said, shows love to his dancers. Like that's why I really look up to him.
Yeah.
Like, his music, like he's really about dancing, and I want to be a part of that and experience that with him.
Mhm.
Breezy.
I'd say Chris Brown for sure. I love Justin Bieber.
I was gonna say that one too.
I feel like he shows a lot of love to dance.
For
Justin Bieber's a
sure.
big one on the dance community. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have a specific third one. But if I'm being honest, I've always wanted to be like a baddie, like in a rapper. Like be in the back.
It's possible.
You would eat that after.
So any rappers out there, I don't know.
His
Be a
shorty.
dancer.
Watch out. That is
You have
so
the experience.
tight.
You be doing your heels. You know, I know you're doing your
I was
heels
gonna
classes and
say, come on,
stuff.
heels videos.
So
Yeah,
come
that's-
on.
That's been a big goal of mine.
How about a
Artist.
female artist?
Ooh, female artist. It's a
Good
funny
question,
one.
ma'am. That's good.
Come
That
on.
is a good question. Who are female artists? Sorry, is that bad?
No, I just feel
I
like
would
they're-
appreciate any artist,
Any.
honestly, but
Yeah, it's a good answer too.
I'd say I don't know. Damn.
She's all like Ice Spice,
I feel like when
I would love to dance with Ice Spice.
Spice.
Honestly,
dude.
just
that'd be
based off of
crazy.
videos I've seen, like Sweetie, you know, like another like baddie in the background.
E.
SZA. I feel like SZA's been showing love to a lot of dancers.
Yeah.
Ooh, Nicki.
Nikki.
Oh, how can we forget?
Nicki.
There was this one female artist. She just did like a Michael Jackson type thing. I forgot who it was though, but they were like on chairs and she was eating it up. I forgot what artist it was,
I think
but
I
she's
know who
a
you're talking
dancer.
about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking
She was
about?
wearing all white.
I think so.
Did she have
Yeah,
other people like?
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not thinking of
Yeah.
the same one.
It's kind of an older video, no?
I think so.
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
I
think I know.
see. I can see y'all like
I
doing
would
some-
say a name,
something
but
like
if it's the wrong name, that would be
Yeah,
embarrassing.
this is not.
We'd
We'll
be
just keep
like-
it there. We'll keep it there. If you guys know what we're talking about, you know what we're talking
Comment,
about. If
drop
you know,
it in
you
the
know.
comments, yeah. But yeah, no. I was gonna say I could see you really dancing for any artist.
Yeah,
Nikki.
dude, you just have
How
that
could we
style.
ever forget Nikki though? Barb for life.
I got one more artist.
Okay, who is it? Gots to know.
Tori.
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
I just,
Tory-
Free my
We
boy.
hit the highway, foot on the dash. Ah. Yep,
I'm
I eat that
sorry,
song
but
up.
I could go on about it, which I won't do because it'll take a long time. But I just gotta say, his voice like touches my soul. Like it's not even like on some fangirl stuff.
No, it eats. He eats.
Like oh my god, I
Yeah.
don't know. His voice like inspires me. Like
Really?
as a like a
It
dancer,
touches your soul.
you know, yeah, it really does. Like, I'm gonna leave it at that. But
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think
different
he's
for
big
sure.
on dancers and. Who knows when he'll
He in his
make a
own
comeback?
lane.
But
Whatever's going on there. But I was gonna say that like I feel like with some artists, like as dancers, do you guys ever have that moment when you're like listening to one of their songs and you're like, I just want to dance to the way that they sang that?
No, that's literally how
Yes.
I love to like dance. That's how I like to dance. Like when I choreograph or when I dance or freestyle, like I go off of the voice of the artist and like how they like say certain things. You know? Sometimes if I want to hit like beats, I really gotta like focus and like put on AirPods and
I
like really
feel
try to
that.
find where the beats are. Like my brain does not like to like naturally hit beats, whereas like I hear someone like the artist's voice, I'm just like
Yeah,
I don't
you
know,
feel
I
the
just, like,
vocals
feel
and
it
stuff.
naturally,
Yeah,
like, yeah. So always that's me all the time.
love to see it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's such a big difference between like listening to music on headphones and then listening to it on a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
But like no matter what, the consistency is within the voice. of the artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's really
That's where you get
interesting.
like the feeling.
I like to feel like the bass. Like I don't know, like if I'm bumping music in my car,
You're like,
Yeah.
boom,
I'm just
boom,
like
boom,
dancing,
boom.
you know. But then if I'm like in my headphones, sometimes it's like I don't feel it as much.
I feel you.
I don't know why.
I love loud. You guys ever notice when I teach here, I'm like, can we turn it up?
Yeah.
I was like, let's turn it up.
Turn it up all the way.
I love like just, like
Being
music,
surrounded.
like taking over. You know?
Yeah.
I love the loud.
For sure.
Shoot, taking over your movement. Like, sometimes whenever I'm watching you, I'm like in awe and like in disbelief, like so heavily, but just because sometimes you'll be doing the most thugged out song
Yeah,
and your
you body
movement,
that.
yeah,
Body
like,
that shit for sure.
you just raps like over the song, and I'm like, dude, this song is so aggressive and so thugged out, but you're like out doing the song sometimes, and it's crazy. It is OD. I love it. Like, because I like wish that I could like. How are you moving like that?
I know it's all swagged out too. Like, what's your like?
choices?
What's your inspiration for your style? Or like, how did you even come about like that bag? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who was you watching? Who were you watching?
Ooh, okay,
For
let me
real.
start by saying, I feel like growing up, I feel like my dad would always like listen to hip hop music. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh,
and
okay.
I guess that's kind of where I got it from. Yeah, and like I said, I'm a visual learner, visual
Right.
person, right? So
Mhm.
like I would watch like rappers' music videos, and I would just like try to mimic
relate.
it, like in the mirror, like as a kid, you know,
Yeah.
like hey, I'm so cool. So I guess that's where like I got a love for it. I always say like it's my alter ego.
Totally.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I would say, and I want to give a shout out. I would say like dance inspiration for sure. Like where it comes from would be my good friend Matt Thomas, Matty
Ooh,
Hendrix.
Matt.
Shout out, shout
Let's
out.
go.
I always tell everyone like he's my biggest dance inspo because I feel like everything he does is like so effortless
It's
and
freaking dope.
just like no one can do what he does.
I know he's
for
so
real.
fast
Like,
with it.
The way he moves, but like the way he moves and like the way he like makes it just like effortless. I don't know.
Yeah,
how to
no,
explain,
yeah.
but
The steez.
I
Just
think-
finesses it.
for real. And another thing is just like as a female, I feel like it's rare, and there's a lot of dope females out there who like can outdance a guy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's also rare to like see a female like actually do it correctly. So it's just like I look up to Matt. And I'm like, dang, I want to be like the female version. You know,
Yeah.
dance wise. So yeah, shout out to him.
I see it
Say,
for
like, where I come
sure.
from.
I
I
love
see
that.
that.
I love that.
And it's so cool because like when I talk to you, it's like I don't see you dancing like that. But when I see you dance, I'm just like, that was grimy.
I
That was
know.
crazy.
I get that a lot. It's funny. Yeah.
I know because your personality is like so bubbly, like you know.
Hey guys.
And then boom, you like get down and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. When I was
But I
taking
think-
your class, you said something, and I was like, those are the lyrics of the song that we're dancing to. And then you
I'm
played it and did it. I
sorry.
was like, like,
yeah, I'm
we
not
in
right.
this.
No, the music I dance to can be really, really aggressive. But
no,
I think
I'm
it's
with it. I'm
fun.
with it all.
Yeah.
I think it's fun, and it's just like I feel like it's a form of art. I feel like there's some people out there who might not like it. My parents will always tell me like, "You really gotta dance to that song." Like,
So yeah, I like this.
Or my grandma, she's like full Filipino, and she's like, "I gotta do the accent."
Bucket.
Yeah, she's like, I wish you did ballet. Like, I always do this hip hop.
Real.
But no, I think it's fun. Like I said, it's like my alter ego, so I can like tap into that with music.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
it's not me in real life, guys. I'm a good person.
No, I think it's so sick.
But it is. That's good. No, she would be getting off, and then you just hear Gritty like.
Yeah.
No, it is so awesome. That is so sick to hear. But do you have anything that you would like to plug or any projects that you have coming up and want to tell the people?
Before we speak on that,
Yeah.
let's do this. How did you hear about hip hop mindset, and what was your first experience teaching?
Yes.
Good
Curious.
mindset. Well, Will reached out to me. When was it? I want to say it was like spring of 21. Yeah, 21.
The birth of the
Okay.
studio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this is when. Well, was it 21? Then it had to be. It was whenever they were at the
The Oxnard College.
Performing Arts
Or no,
Center.
Oxnard College. Oxnard.
Performing Arts Center
Yeah,
outside.
okay.
Yeah. And again, I think that was like a time where I was like just starting to like my name was getting a little bit more noticed, and like I was booking, master classes and or intensives wherever, like elsewhere. So this was actually like a farther distance for me, and I was like, "Wow, that's so cool! Like they want me to come out there." So course, I came out and like the energy was great. Like ever since the first time I came out here to Oxnard with hip hop mindset, like I don't know, there's just something so special about like the community out here, and that's why I always come back. Like anytime he asked me to come, like I'm always like yes, like I love coming out here. Like I don't mind the drive because like it's just fun teaching everyone out here. So yeah, I'm honestly grateful to like have been a part of hip hop mindset for what I think like a year and a half or 2 years now. Started off out there, and I actually taught the opening day of the studio.
Oh yeah.
So that's really dope, and I've been able to like train their team here.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Oh yeah, I like hosted
The experience.
Halloween theme.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
And
tight.
honestly, like I feel like hip hop mindset has helped me too. Like even though they'll bring me out as guests, like it's helped me like discover more about myself too. Like even doing this podcast. Not even gonna lie, you could probably tell I was very nervous in the beginning because I was like, I've never done anything like this before. But it's amazing because like I can now leave being like,
I've done a podcast
before, and it's like if I ever
Love
have the
that.
opportunity to do another one, I'm just like, okay, I kind of know how this goes. Like
Yeah.
as little as that, like I always think of like things like that, or like hosting an event, like talking in a
Yeah.
microphone, or what was that last? I did the winter intensive out here.
Mhm.
Oh
and was
yeah,
able
when you
to, like,
filmed the video, the concept
I
video.
did the concept video. Like I've never really done anything like that before, and it was like dope to see that group of people want to learn from me for that many amount of days. And
Mm-hmm.
do a project at the end. So I have so much love for hip hop mindset, and I'm honored to be here. Anytime that I'm asked to be here, I'm always honored and try to make it work every single time. So
Well, glad to
Mhm.
have you here.
Yeah, we love you here at
Thank
Hip Hop
you.
Mindset. So
Totally, and so glad to have you here on the podcast. And we're blessed to say that we are your first podcast.
Yes.
But what was I gonna say?
the plugs, right?
Before that,
Before that, okay.
I was actually gonna say something else. But yeah, would you like to plug anything or any projects or any classes that you have coming up?
Well, I don't know when this will be out, but
Thursday.
okay. So that is before my next class. I will be here March 12th. I think we said from 8 to 9:30. Either way, the flyer is up. Anyways, it's on the Instagram. I will be here March 12th. It's a Sunday.
Definitely
So
8 to
come
9:30.
through. Yes, 8 to 9:30. And this may or may not be one of my last classes before I'm gone for a while.
Oh.
Maybe or maybe not. Who knows? Nothing is for sure. But would love to see y'all there and vibe out with me. Other than that, projects, not really. I'm just, like I said, just kind of trying to pursue more of that professional dance career.
Oh,
And
yeah.
hopefully we'll see where it goes from there.
Amazing.
Yes.
And I remembered what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So touching on like kind of your first time coming out to Oxnard and something and stuff like that, like seeing like the community out here, what is something that you would like to tell them, like to those who are trying to get more into like the dance industry, trying to get more into like the dance world in general, the community industry,
Yeah.
whatever?
I would say, and let me start by saying this, I'm on the same path. I would say, like still kind of building my name up and trying to get out there more. But from my experience, don't be afraid to just go for it. Like I know that sounds so cliche, but as I mentioned earlier, I know what it's like to feel like timid and like shy or scared to go out there, whether it be auditions or whether like being, or, going to like bigger studios out in LA or in Hollywood. And, I think getting out there and getting your face seen is like super important. But I feel like everyone that I've seen out here, whether it's like, the older groups or, anyone who's like part of hip hop mindset, like everyone has like the best energy, like all the potential in the world to do whatever you want to do. So yeah, I'd say it's really just a matter of getting out there. Like it's crazy. Every time I come back, which is like, I'd say maybe once a month or a couple of times a month, like everyone just gets better and better and better. I'm just like, oh my God, like what are y'all feeding these kids out here? Like who are you bringing out? Because like, it's amazing seeing how much they all grow. And I know Oxnard, it's a little bit away from LA, and I think it's dope how you guys bring all these like amazing teachers and choreographers, for everyone out here. And it really, I'm sure it opens everyone's eyes to what it's like, dancing in the industry and the professional
Oh,
world.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You guys have it. Like, you have all the tools and all the right people. It's just a matter of like believing in yourself and going out there. And the first time you get out there, when I say get out there, it could be anything, right? Like I said, auditions, classes, learning from like someone who you might be intimidated by, right? Once you get out there, it's going to be scary and it's going to be uncomfortable, but like that's how you start, and that's how you start, the process and the steps.
Right.
I feel like I've said that a bunch of times, but like I'm such a big believer in that. Like, you go for it, you're scared, but like once you break out of that shell, it's like you feel unstoppable, and then it's just like this repeated cycle. Like, okay, I'm comfortable here, so where can I challenge myself next?
Right.
So hopefully that helps you guys, but believe in yourselves. And I like, this is so cliche, everyone says that, but like if I can build myself up a little bit, get all these opportunities, like you can too, because
That's not cliche at all.
like for real.
Just do it. You heard it here.
Just do it. Like,
Because we're always talking about like not, or at least I'm always talking about here on the podcast, like nobody in the dance community, industry, whatever, has their has the same first step as like one another. Like everybody got their introduction like some way, somehow.
Yeah.
So to anybody that's listening right now, there's some advice from Miss Maia.
Yes. Thank you so much, Maia.
Thank you.
You know we're rooting for you,
Appreciate
and we love to see you here all the time. So
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you
honored
again.
to be here and happy to be part of this. So, even though it was a little scary, but I'm happy. I feel
don't be
comfortable.
scared.
Where can they find you on social media?
Find me on Instagram at Maia Marie. That's MaiaMarie. And the same thing for TikTok. Although my TikTok is a little silly, but like you can still follow me. Get a good laugh.
Follow that TikTok. We gotta
that's
post a
how I
TikTok
go.
right now then.
Ooh,
Yeah.
let's make a TikTok.
Yeah, we're gonna
Alright.
get on to doing that. But once again, my name is Aniston,
I'm Bam.
and this is After Hour Sessions. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 3, baby. That's
With
a wrap.
Maia Marie. Let's get it. It's a wrap. Peace.